Here's another little update. Just doing some work on Las Vegas, and I'm watching Fox Cities Pinball on Twitch. He's streaming Rick and Morty right now, but certainly worth checking those guys out. Tom does a really good job at his streams, and he's a very good player. Alright, situation I'm having. We got some puckering down here in the mylar. And I knew this would be a problem because it's not glued down, but it's stapled in the corners. And what we got here is we have a staple right there that is kind of causing this to buckle up. So hopefully if I pull that staple out, it'll lay down. I have removed a staple down here, and that has helped tremendously. I also had a little bit of dirt trapped under here. That's another problem. There's been dirt that's gotten under there, and the ball just kind of rides all over it. I can't pull this whole sheet of mylar off, unfortunately, because it's stapled in several spots, and I don't want to pull all the staples off, but maybe I'll end up doing that. I'm just not sure. Otherwise, right now the game's playing pretty good. We played some games on it last night, my son and I, and the 5 amp circuit breaker for the high power solenoids is working good. I got to test it more for durability, but so far so good. Okay, here's an update. I pulled off the mylar so I could get all of the debris that the mice left, or maybe just from moving or whatnot, but there was some wood fibers and whatnot that were underneath this. But it's kind of interesting to look at it. We got the sensor wires here, and here's the sensor wire, the metallic piece there for the pop bumper. This is what I used for some adhesive on these strips here, because they were pulling off because somebody tried to super glue it and I couldn't really pull off the tape that was there, so I just added some glue and that seemed to be working. As we get over here, you will see that we've got everything cleaned up nice. Like I said, there was some chunks of wood and just a little bit of debris would really, if the ball was moving slow, you kind of watch it come over here and then get close, and then it kind of veer away and come back down because it just wasn't flat. And that was just driving me nuts, and there was no way that this was going to play as good as I thought it could if I didn't get all that out. Because yeah, there was a lot up here, and same thing over here. You'd watch the ball just slowly come up and then kind of aim here and then just kind of go back around without hitting anything. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And you can see the original adhesive that they laid down, just some tape strips here, which I was very careful not to disturb. Just try to get all the any sand or anything out from under there, and that seems to be working good. And I'm going to stick her back down, and I hope it stays in one spot, because as you see, we got some artwork here from that. Bound to happen, but here's where the pop bumpers go. And yeah, so far so good. And it's also kind of neat to see the plastic construction of this. And these are the inserts for the lights, and I did not have to pull these pieces off, so I left them on. So far so good. Okay, back at you. I just got it set lightly in place, and because I had to peel it up, these have bent. I tried to straighten them out best I could, but I'm going to have to try to work on them a little more. But otherwise, it's looking good. So, always something. And yeah, here's where I added a little bit of adhesive because this end was coming off. That's looking pretty good. Alright. Let's try to tweak things back. Okay, I've kind of stuck it back down, and I'm quite happy with the results, but we do have some lifting here. See if we can get a blower shot here of this piece. It's bound to happen because the adhesive is getting old on this. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive underneath. I'm going to go and buy some more of that adhesive that I've been using. It seems to work good. And yeah, that tube's getting a little old. So I got a little bit here, and since I got the pops off, I can set something heavy on here to lay these down flat, and it should be good. I got a little bit of puckering here. I'll probably go around and just kind of check. But otherwise, I am really happy with how everything is going. Not sure what I'll do in this corner. Since we're on the edge, maybe I'll try to find some of that tape, super thin tape stuff, and put it down. I'm just not sure what I'll do. I could always put a little screw or something in here. or just put a little bit of adhesive under it, under the clear spot. That's probably a good idea. Maybe I'll try that. So the flatter this is, the better it'll play. Alrighty, we'll check back later. Okay, I thought I'd address some of the puckering that just naturally happens with this. I've been gluing down some of these pieces here where the ball will catch on it if I don't fix it. I've been using a couple of glues. These are both the same glue, actually. Ace all-purpose adhesive and Goop all-purpose adhesive. They're both clear. They both seem to work pretty good. So, and the tape I've been using, this is, you could really use anything, but this is gaffer's tape. It's what they use in the movie industry, and it's available on Amazon and whatnot. But it's like a duct tape, but it doesn't leave any adhesive around it. So I just put a little spot right here, and that'll keep this corner down. And it'll also stop it from rubbing on the flipper. And I did the same thing here. And that's perfect. Just a small amount of glue right there, and it seems to work really good. So I've got a little more work to do on some of these rings here, just to try to get the edges down. That was one of the side effects of me pulling up this center mylar, was that these lifted up. So something I got to work on. Maybe I'll get a little needle applicator and try to get that, because right now there's a lip on there that I'm going to have to work on gluing down. Otherwise, it's coming along really good. Very happy with it.